Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Over the winter I took my home to Scotland and travelled over 3,000 miles over just 3 months, and if you haven't seen that yet I have a playlist on my channel with all of the Scotland videos in, so please go and check that out if you missed it. We're now in Anglesey at my mate Ben's, and last week you saw us remove Rose's engine and gearbox so we could inspect the head gasket, which was fine. Here is where no, that's cylinder 1. Been able to blow through. Might not have gone. We took the head to an engine specialist to be skimmed and have the valves done, along with the heat damaged flywheel. Their service was great apart from a couple of issues which I'll go into. One was the turnaround ended up being over 2 weeks instead of within the 1 week quoted. It's not like we were short on things to do though, so while we were waiting I cleaned up all the parts, painted the engine and replaced all necessary seals and gaskets. For all you interested, be sure to subscribe to the Mercedes T1 Diesel's YouTube channel where I'll be posting more in-depth videos on what parts I replaced and how. Finally, the head and flywheel were ready to collect. They had done a great job on the flywheel and the head was looking great until we got it on the bench and noticed this. Now we did phone them about it, and although I wasn't best impressed, they did offer to repair it, but also told us we could repair it, which we did in the end due to time limitations. We then continued to attach all the necessary parts to the head before finally installing the head gasket. Done. Yeah, head gasket done. And reuniting them together. Oh, it's so much bigger already. So we've got. Hopefully this is still recording. So we've just placed the head on, so that's well exciting, and we're now just about to bolt it down. We've got a new set of head bolts, because these are stretch bolts. And this is the first time I've seen this editing this. I've not looked through any of this footage, so this is well funny. Thank you, Ben. It'll be included. We torqued down the head, and although it looks like I'm doing nothing, I'm actually doing the important job of reading the head bolts order to Ben. One injector fitment tool. Slots beautifully over there, and the seats in there nicely. Made out of a Land Rover socket, a bit of airline pipe, which is like 3mm thick steel, galvanised, and then a 27mm wheel brace cut off and 3 welded together to make a deep socket because we didn't have one. It's not perfect, but yeah, we got to torque these up to whatever this said, or more like that one said, and then we will have injectors. We continued installing the injectors, glow plug wiring loom, manifolds, clutch and more. The next day was then engine fitment day, and hopefully engine starting day, but we'll have to see. We cracked on installing the engine without the gearbox this time, just in case the rear crank seal leaked, as we did replace that and we weren't sure. Spoiler, it started leaking a few hundred miles after putting it all back together.
What design was this?
So this is the 3rd time we've taken the engine out. The first time was to take the engine out, the second time was because we did it wrong, and the 3rd time was we forgot the engine cross member, so that's got to sit above the axle first, because Mercedes. Just because Mercedes. So, yeah, this is a bitch to get in, so we're going to fight with this and get this in, and then we can put the engine in for the 2nd time, 3rd time as well. So Ben and I worked through the day into the night, fitting Rose's engine and hooking everything up, including fuel lines, sensors, wiring, everything. So it's reached that point where we're now working into the night. We've got most of the loom working. We haven't got the gearbox or gearbox ground in. Gearbox is just there on the floor. But there's no gearbox or anything, but we just grounded it and tested the starter motor and it runs, so we're just going to fill it up with oil now, fill the fuel filter up with fuel, and well, go from there. Try to start it basically. We've left the top of the injectors cracked off so that it can bleed all the air through first, then we'll tighten them back up, nip them up, and then we should be good to go in terms of firing. I really hope so, touch wood. And yeah, let's fingers crossed for Rose. Oh, and also Rose's engine fell on my finger, so I've got plaster because it ripped half my finger open. So that's always fun. Cool.
First cranking this engine up.
So we've got just over max on there, like pretty much above the markings, because the oil filter's empty, everything's empty. So yeah, it'll go down pretty drastic. Oh, there's no oil cooler either before we
I know.
start pumping oil everywhere. 9 volts.
Whoa.
11.2. So 3 weeks sat there and her battery had started to go flat. No surprises there. We disconnected the glow plugs as they were using a lot of power, and then she turned over a lot quicker. So, hopefully you can see me, but current sit rep is we've primed the fuel through, we've got glow plugs, but my battery's now too shit after pulling all the fuel through. So now when the glow plugs are on and we're trying to fire it, it's just it just dies. So we just need to get another battery. I had a feeling it'd be dead after 3 weeks of being sat here, because it's not the greatest battery. It's an old starter battery that someone had in their van as a leisure battery and gave me from Portugal as well. No idea how old it is, but yeah, as you can see, engine's all wired in, and yeah, as I say, the next task is basically just to get it started, which we was getting the sniff of burning diesel from the glow plugs. We've knocked off all the injectors, primed all the air through, and yeah, all the filters are full of fuel, so yeah. So no, the batteries weren't having any of it, so we went to make a cup of tea and came back a bit later.
Right, what we got? I could put it on start. What the fuck? It was on 12.6.
It's charging, right?
Yeah.
Oh!
What? Glow plugs.
The light didn't come on, but yeah, glow plugs. 13.7. Things have gone. You haven't flipped the switch on that? No. Oh my god!
Go on!
Gonna let the glow plugs go out again this time. Yeah, that was moving quite a lot that time, wasn't it? It was choking. Right, ready? Without knowing anything about it.
Like cough then for no reason.
And again, I'm sure it's hell.
10% the work.
So although the engine was running, something wasn't quite right, but we'll get to that in a bit. Now it was time to get the cooling system sorted so we could get her up to temperature. So we've now got all of the rad in and everything, and I'm just going to try and start it. I don't think it will start, Ben, but we'll see. And then the battery was dead. No, 10 volts.
So at the moment we got this hissing from this injector here. Injector 5.
So we assumed it would be the injector crush washers, so I purchased some new ones, but we had to wait a few days.
But otherwise we're running quite nicely. Look, there's a clutch there with a starter motor that falls out. You remove the bolts you put in temporarily. And there's this clutch pressure plate. Inside is the friction plate. And this is the flywheel.
Next job. I think there's a gearbox under that. That's going to be real fun. So yeah, thanks for all that. It's very windy. Apologies if you can't hear me. Which we then did, or more, Ben did most of the work. And once it was fitted, it wasn't such good news. This happened. So we've just put the gearbox in, and now we're just about to take it back out again because we forgot the release bearing. So out it comes, release bearing goes on, and then we can put it back in.
It was just a practice run. We didn't forget. We just thought we'll put the gearbox in so we know how it's done, and then we'll take it back out again just with the release bearing in, so we know next time how to put it in properly. Yep. Right. Let's do that. Okay, so I have tightened up a gearbox cross member, not applied the prop shaft yet because we're going to test the gears. Tightened up that exhaust bracket, tightened up the exhaust bolts onto the manifold. They're the bolts for the gearbox cross member. And I think I've done some other little bits, speedo cable, ground strap for the van. Engine fell on my finger the other day, don't know if I mentioned that. But yeah, now that's all in the gear selector. I think that's everything. Not 100%, but I'm pretty sure it is. And now, without smashing my head on the bottom of the van, we're going to give her a good old start. Now she's got a proper ground other than those two jump leads. So we can now remove them. And we've still got glow plug light, as you can see. It's hard to see in the sun. Right, glow plug light's out. We are in neutral, not that it really matters. And then, well, I've never tested the clutch either, that's another thing, slave cylinder's in. Listen to that beautiful engine. Right, let's feel the clutch. Feels good. Still got the rattle. I knew it would still be there. Everyone was like, no, it'll be fixed. Should we see if it's spinning in third gear? It's quite smoky, so not sure what's going on there. There we are. Yeah, I don't know why she's smoky. She probably needs a good run and clean out. That's my thinking and hoping. Still got the injector issue, but oh, that's how I can tell it's moving, obviously. See if she moves. Take the newly fixed handbrake off. That's how different it sounds in the morning when it's cold and with the engine cover on. Oh, and the belt's wet because there's no front on the engine. It's not starting as well as it should because of the compression leak, but as you can hear, it's pretty nice and quiet. The exhaust isn't too smoky, because it was quite smoky. Back in planes. First start of today. Ready? Oh, that was me being premature. Beautiful. So we'll let it warm up in a minute, but we've just bled the front brakes. In fact, all the brakes. I just wanted to go over them. Yeah, we still got fluid. Need to top that up. But yesterday I got the bumper on, and there was cable tying bits up. We just bled the brakes. A couple of little things to fix, wiring, and then the panels are almost dry. They're inside Ben's house drying. I painted them over 24 hours ago. The paint takes ages to go off, but then once they are dry, which is pretty much once we've done all these little jobs, we can bolt them on and we're going to go for a drive, because we got 20 litres of diesel yesterday. So that day the injector washers turned up. So whilst I was sorting out the front of the van, Ben took injector number 5 out and cleaned its seat ready for its new washer. That injector seat doesn't look bad to me.
Bad to me, you know. I have just cleaned it with my makeshift one.
Yes, which I shall show the people. It is a piece of 16mm cable and a drill.
Yeah, it's just perfect for
It was a very good idea.
got a nice passenger wing that's just had a bit of a refresh.
Yep. Oh, this one I didn't want to bolt on yet. Because the original wants it. I need to drill the hole for the side repeater. Foot grill! Final piece of the puzzle. At this point I was sick and tired of being stationary and my home being in bits, so I was working through the soggy rain and muddy puddles whilst getting royally pissed off at holes not lining up because the wing and grille were from different vans.
Put it back on then.
Pretty much I'm just fighting with this fucking hole because I welded a plate in there and didn't drill the hole through. I measured where the hole was on this side, but guess what? Guess what? And then most of this was just me swearing at the rain and the fact that the wing and the grill weren't lining up, and it was just being all annoying. And that was basically just that day summed up. So, bar the slight tapping, there is a ticking. It's still injector, we're just driving anyway. But it's well quiet. Here comes Ben. But yeah, we're doing good, sounding good.
Menai Bridge. It's the actual Menai Bridge.
It's narrow. Well, she made it. And she's less smoky. Definitely less smoky, which is good. And yeah, she made it here. And obviously she's still got the injector tap, but I can't really hear it too bad from here, but it is obviously at the other end. The lights on, they're all working.
I need to check the oil in a minute. Brake fluid's all good. We've read the brakes. Windscreen washer bottle, new one, because if you remember my old one got a hole in. So yeah, it's good to see her finally back on the road. And yeah, I'm well excited to get back up to Scotland. But yeah, we didn't get the injector sorted, so hopefully we're going to take it to the place tomorrow, drive it there, and then they can have a look at it. So we don't have to, and because they fucked up. So yeah, I've got a little bit of paint on my headlight, which is alright. But yeah, she's looking well tidy with her new front end. I need to get these bits on, but it's been wet and I need to glue them on because all the clips are broken. So I'm just waiting for a dry day. But yeah, otherwise, thumbs up with my engine hammered finger. Cool. Very happy. She's nice and quiet. She was well quiet on the drive here. I'm going to check this oil. Well, flick it off, check the oil, and hopefully we're all good. So, hello everyone. I'm filming on a new phone. I've got a new phone now. Just jet washed the underside of Rose. Today I'm leaving Ben's. We've just done about 50 miles in the van last night and today. I haven't been updating you much. It's been really stressful because it's my home. So the last thing I was thinking about is filming videos, but I've been trying to get the camera out on any interesting bits and set it up. It's been a hell of a journey doing this thing with Ben and like rebuilding Rose's engine basically. And we took it to the head place today to see what they think about this compression leak that we were having. He had seen these before and he was like, do 100 miles, it'll fix itself. Because even the short 25 miles we'd done to get there and the night before had kind of made it less worse, and now like can't even tell there's a compression leak. So it sealed itself, it sorted itself, which I'm well happy about. And yeah, Rose is solid. Hopefully she'll go for 1,000 miles now. Like, she had a fresh service, fresh oil. Her oil's still not even black yet because we changed it all. So yeah, I'm well happy. She's done me proud and she deserved it, but I'm glad everything kind of went to plan in the end. She's back together. And I'm not going to do that till she hits 500,000 miles. Yeah, it's a 250,000 mile treatment is rebuild. But yeah, I'm very happy that I now know the ins and outs of my engine. There was a slight starting issue. You had to use the throttle to start it. Rebuilt the engine, problem solved. The bloke at the head place said all of the valve seats were terrible. He said they're not very high tolerance, so as soon as they go out, they just have terrible compression. Because he drove one of these. Any old bloke you speak to, like, they're all just like, I used to drive them back in the day. So it's just reassuring to go to a place and just like, he was like, yeah, do 100 or so miles in it and nip that injector up if it needs it. And yeah, so I'm going to drive all the way down to Oxfordshire tomorrow to my dad's, and then 2 days later drive to Hereford. So I've got a busy few days of driving, but that's okay. Apart from the money point of view and that Rose likes to eat all the fuel, I love driving. Yeah, so if you want to fund the travels, this whole rebuild has cost about £1,000, which is more than I wanted it to. But it's just like one of those things where you've got the engine out, you're not going to have this done again. Get the flywheel skimmed because it was shit, and get a new clutch done, which was the plan anyway, but then just all of the seals and fucking gaskets that you're there while you're there, you just might as well do it. So front and rear crank seal are done, and I'll give you a quick sneak preview now. Well, I'll just give you a show. If you look under there, no oil on the sump, and it's just looking really tidy. Those new shock absorbers are doing a world of dreams, and yeah, I'm just really happy that she's back together and on the road. And the paint on these new panels, I took the time to do them all inside and let them dry, and they've come out absolutely amazing. You can see how nice and shiny and glossy they are. Yeah, I'm really chuffed. And she did take a little nib of my finger in the meantime. But there's Ben's truck, for anyone wondering, and his little car. But yeah, there's the pair of 90s beasts. 99 Navara with a 95 T1. I'm going to be doing a lot of maintenance and work when I get back to Scotland, because I am going back to Scotland very soon. I've just got some work to do basically. A couple of weeks of work, see family, back to Scotland, which I cannot wait. But as you can see, there's no box up there, and I need my slow stickers, so the lid of the box is going back on, because the box deteriorated after Scotland. And I'm just about to Lanagard the chassis of Rose, because yeah, just to protect her from Scotland again. Honestly, When I say Scotland is next level, I mean Scotland is next level. All of the crimp terminal, spade terminal for the lights, not did they just corrode, they fully gone from metal to nothing. Like all of them have just snapped. They're just non-existent. And like they're not even, you know, 2 years old yet. So I'm telling you, the salt in Scotland is something else. If you're going to take an old Mercedes there, don't drive it. Take it there, park it up for the winter. Don't drive it on the roads. That's a little ramble from me, because I haven't really kept you up to date on this project. I did really want to and do a really good video series, but I've just gone all over the shop, so I hope I can cobble some videos together. But apologies for the slow video releasing while this was happening, but obviously you can understand I've got other things going on, and it's been a very expensive project as well, so that's why I need to go back to work. So yeah, there is links in the description to stickers you can buy. I need to buy some more of them because I'm almost out, so don't buy any quite yet. No, I'm sure by the time this video comes out it'll be well and fine, because it's the 12th of April today. I'm sure this will be about a month's time before this goes up. So anyway, for now, I don't know how this video is going to end, but this is Rose back together in one piece. We've done some miles and now we're heading off back to England. I was only in England for like 24 hours last time, so it's been a while since I've been in England. Back to England for a couple of weeks and then back up to Scotland. I guess that's going to be it for the restoration rebuild of Rose Part 2 major repair series. It's almost like Project Amber Connor. Every single time he goes on a big trip he has to do a major repair series for it. I feel like I've got the similar thing incoming. If you did enjoy the video, please do make sure you hit that like button. Drop a comment down below, let me know what you thought about the video and about the work I've done on Rose. And be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one.